Hello, y'all. Welcome to my house. This is Miss Katie from Heritage Ways, and I'm going to give you one idea of how to do your addresses. Keep up with your address file. Now, you could have an address book, and you could have your digital stuff on your fancy dancy computer, and that is great, but that's not me. I like pen and paper, and I want to show you this method. All right, I set this up back in 1996 because I had some sort of super organization energy. I think it's because that's the year I quit teaching public school. And I had my second child, and I was nesting and all this kind of thing. I love to nest anyway, but I was extra nesting that year. And so I read a book and formulated my own idea of how to set up my address file. So I want to explain this to you, please. First of all, I got this box that I loved at the time. I probably wouldn't get it again, but anyway, this is fun. And, you know, it has the little lid. Look how worn that is. So I got this at like a Staples or something. Again, 1996, so it's been that long. I had been a homekeeper for 7-ish years. So here's what I did. I took, well, let me just say that at the time I was using this was my life in this box. I have my addresses in the front, and then I have a little I don't use this part right now, but I had a little system where I had my different chores, and it's 1 through 31, and I did different chores every day, and I would move the card system. It's called the 3x5 card system. And then back here, I had Sunday through Saturday, and I had different prayers, and I'd pull it out like Friday or Thursday, family and friends needs, and I'd pray for these same things every week, in addition to, you know, things that would pop up that I would pray for. But this is how I would organize my prayers, my jobs or chores at home, and then I also have I've got a January through December right here, this little section, and this is birthdays. So let's pull out like July. Okay, so I've got July, and I've got the dates and the people's birthdays, and then actually I've got deaths as well on this little card. So anyway, that's just an idea for you to, if you want to keep up with birthdays, if you want to have everything in one file box. Currently, I don't do that. I only use this box for my addresses, and I want to tell you why I think this is a great idea. I didn't throw away the rest of this. I might use it once upon in another time. And I've got extra 3x5 cards. So I don't like address books because, number one, I want things in alphabetical order, and I can't add a new friend and all that if I have an address book, and I don't want to. What if somebody dies? What if somebody decides not to be my friend again? And they made that clear. But I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute. So I've got this has a little adjustable slide thing too. I love that. So I can add people or add whatever I want to add. So I've got my A through Z here. And I want to show you what I've got behind each letter. So I pulled out somebody who's passed away so that I'm not giving out anybody's name and address who's living. So here's an example of a card. So this is my aunt and uncle, great aunt and uncle, who both passed away, and Uncle Pete and Aunt Coco, and you might hear me mention them on post and so forth. But anyway, I've got their name, and then under Coco's name, I've got her birthday. I don't know why I don't have Uncle Pete's birthday. And then usually under the last name, I'll put the date of their anniversary. So on other cards, if you were to look at my card file, you would see, like, under our last name, you would see our anniversary. It would just say 7/29/89. Okay, and so then I've got the address and the phone number. And then down below on the cards, I will have, I will have the children's names normally. This couple didn't have any children. Get my light right here. They didn't have any children except all of us great nieces and nephews. But down below, I have written when they passed away, just for my memory's sake. So that's why I don't throw this card away, so I can have that memory. And if somebody in the family asks me, normally I would have the children's names, and then I would have their birth dates so that I can remember my friends' children's names and birth dates if I need to do that. Now, on the back, and I'm posting this around the holiday season for a reason. There, get my light right. So on the back, this is what I have done ever since this says 98, but this is 98, 97, 96 is about when I did this file. This is for Christmas cards. So as you see, the S on top shows that I sent the card, and the R means I received a card. So I sent Uncle Pete and Aunt Coco a card from 98 to 2005, which is about the time that or Aunt Coco, the last one, passed away. And then received, you'll see that I received a card from them every year except 3 years. So that's how I do this. Now, one thing is I can... if somebody passes away and you choose to just toss the card, you can do that. You don't mess up your whole system or your file or your address book or anything like that. And again, this is for people who want pen and paper records, not the digital. I'm a pen and paper girl, and I always will be. Another thing is if you add a new friend, you can put it in alphabetical order. Now, I don't put in alphabetical order behind each letter, but I just put, if your name is, I don't know, McIntyre, I'm going to put it behind the MCs. And if your name is Taylor, I'm going to put it behind the T's. I don't put those in alphabetical order. And then, okay, about the little checks here. If Christmas cards I love to send, and I'm going to do a separate video about that and why that's important to me. But if I don't hear from a person, like in any way, shape, or form, whether it's text or social media or a letter or a phone call or a Christmas card, in any way, shape, or form after a certain number of years, it's got to be a lot, like 7 or 8, then I toss the card, and I hate to do that. But I've got some friends that I'm thinking of right now from college that it breaks my heart to not keep in touch with them, but I get the message. After that many years, they haven't communicated with me, and I have continued to send cards. I just assume they're tired of communicating and being my friend. So that's what I say a while ago, and that's what I meant when I said not my friend anymore. I hate that, but I have done that to 2 or 3 friends, and I'm thinking if they can't communicate after that many years, then obviously they're tired of me. So. All right, about Christmas cards though. Now, that doesn't mean I stop being a friend of somebody who doesn't send me a Christmas card. Okay, this person, you can see it's 2017 right now. So I don't have 16 written up here from last year, but you can see I sent them a card on 2013, 14, 15, and then I didn't on 16. Because my general rule of thumb, I used to, back when postage stamps were cheaper, I used to send cards to everybody, whether they would send to me. But about 2 years ago, I decided that my general rule of thumb was going to be, if I haven't heard from you, again, and some people send a text or a phone call or visit our open house, which I'll do another video about our open house, but a visit to our open house counts as a check mark on here in my book. If I haven't heard from them in some way during the Christmas season, then I stop sending Christmas cards after 3 years. So that's just my general rule of thumb to save money. And again, I figure if they don't, if I don't hear from them, they're not interested in hearing from us. So I just save them the hassle of hearing from us. So that's what I do on Christmas cards. That doesn't mean I'm going to toss this person's card. But I just don't send them a Christmas card. Okay, I went back and stopped and watched what I just told you. And I want to say a couple of things. Number one, if you want more details about this whole file and everything that I did years ago with the whole it's a home organization file basically. And it was pretty much my life. It was my brain. I would get up. This was the late 90s, early 2000s, and I would get up and this file would tell me what to do every day. So that was very helpful because the child I was pregnant with at the time had some health issues and a lot of health issues. And this, that took my time and attention, and this was my brain at the time. So if you want information on how I did this, the chores, organizing the chores and my prayers and remembering things that I needed to remember. I even had, my children's and husband's sizes in here. I mean, this was my brain at the time. So it worked for me. I kept this on the kitchen counter. If you want more information about this, just ask me and I'll either do a video or I will comment on your question. Another thing to clarify, it may have been confusing when I said a minute ago about throwing a card away if a person didn't want to be my friend. If I don't hear from a person, and I've tried to communicate, like from college or my past, and I don't hear from them after several years, then that's when I just toss the card. If I don't hear from you in a way at Christmas time, like I don't get a card or I don't get a text or something on social media, then that's when but I do hear from you, off and on. That's when I stop sending Christmas cards. That's when I stop spending money to send a Christmas card if I don't hear on a consistent basis, if that makes sense to y'all. Another thing I want to tell you is that this makes it easy to do my Christmas cards. Let's say, for example, I'm just going to pull out all the C's. And let's say I go through here, and here are all my C's. Last name starts with C. So let's say I go through here, and I go through every one. And I think, okay, well, that person, I haven't heard from them. That person, they're not going to be getting any more cards from me because I never received one from them. So check that out. And I'm not going to, I love this person. I'm not going to toss the card because I do hear from them every now and then, but I don't hear from them at Christmas time. Does that make sense? Let's just say these people right here are not going to get a Christmas card, but these people are going to get a Christmas card. So what I'll do is I'll put the no Christmas card people back in my file, and I'll take the Christmas card people. I'll take the whole big old wad of them, and I'll take them in there with my hot coffee or hot chocolate and my Shutterfly Christmas card box and my stamps and my letters I'm folding that I've written, and I will address the cards, and these people will get a Christmas card. And so I've addressed a card to these people, and they go back behind the C's. Oh, and I mark, that I've sent the people a card. I sure hope that makes sense to you. Okay, now look, there's an example. These people are not going to get a Christmas card this year. And I hate that because I want to share Christmas cards with as many as I can, but they have not sent us one. Okay. And I don't mean that to be rude. I just mean that as a way for me to be a good steward of my money and my time. I hope this has been helpful to you. You can use this obviously any time of year. This is not just a Christmas card post, but this is just how to organize your addresses. So if you have any questions, comments, ideas, let me know. And again, I'm happy to make another video or do a little explanation. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you'll subscribe. Please subscribe and hit the little bell, and you can get notifications whenever we post a new video. But we celebrate and promote heritage here at Heritage Ways. You can find us on Instagram at heritage.ways and on Pinterest if you're interested in that, and on Twitter. Thanks for walking through life with us, and we'll see you next time. You can find our mailing address on our About page.